Mayor Star for this wonderful facility, and thank you to the Crime Stoppers Board for putting this wonderful event together. Several months ago, I was asked to do the welcoming speech, and I said it would be an honor, and I asked them what they wanted me to cover. And they said, let's just talk about Crime Stoppers a little bit and talk about LyleWohlers and what this luncheon means. So a few weeks ago when I was working on my speech, I sat down and I thought about Crime Stoppers. Is an organization made up of community volunteers, law enforcement personnel who are dedicated to reducing crime and promoting crime awareness in Guilford and Clear Creek counties. And I wrote that down and I said, that's pretty good. I like that. I'm going to go with that. And then I said, well, what else can I say about it? And I thought about, well, I can talk about how far Crime Stoppers has come in the past few years, how we've got money in the bank now, how we've actually paid out tips which have solved crimes, how we've got a wonderful Facebook page which gives out lots of information, how we've gone out to the community to promote our cause. I said, that sounds good. It's a little stale, but I can work on that. I was sitting on my couch and I saw a commercial, an advertisement for the new Avengers movie. And I thought, Crime Stoppers, superheroes, Crime Stoppers, I can make that work. I thought about it for a second. And then last weekend, I went with another attorney in our office to see the Avengers movie. Now, I'm not a big superhero person, but just to give you an idea about the movie, the bad guy is a guy named Loki. He is a god from another planet, and as gods from other planets are wont to do when they come to Earth, he came here to wreak havoc and cause war. Well, then you have Nick Fury, who runs a government organization who kind of is the go-between between the Avengers and the rest of the world and will call them out when necessary. But before calling out the Avengers in this movie, Nick Fury confronted Loki and tried a little diplomacy. And he said, Loki, we have no quarrel with your people. And Loki responded, an ant has no quarrel with the boot. Now, the early 1990s was a violent time in Denver. Gangs were rampant. They were killing each other and killing those around them. In 1993, 74 murders occurred in Denver, and they called that the Summer of Violence. Yet the year before, in 1992, there were 95 murders. That year does not have it in it. On November 4th of 1992, Trooper LyleWohlers got up that morning and went to work. I did not have the honor of knowing Trooper Wohlers, but from all accounts, he was a good man. He was a dedicated law enforcement officer. He was a beloved husband and father. Now, I'm sure that morning he woke up, kissed his wife, and went to work. Probably when he walked out the door, he was going to wonder if he saw his son, would see his son, Dave Wohlers, out on the road that day. Yet in the 4 o'clock hour that afternoon, he made a traffic stop. In that traffic stop, in that car, were two 15-year-old kids. Trooper Wohlers had no quarrel with those two kids. The driver did not have a license, and he pulled that driver out of the vehicle and had him stand outside, while Trooper Wohlers went back to check things out and call for backup. Being that it was a cold November afternoon, he called that 15-year-old kid in to sit in his car to get warm while backup was arriving. But before that backup arrived, that 15-year-old kid pulled out a gun and shot Trooper Wohlers in the head. That kid showed no more regard for Trooper Wohlers' life than you or I would stepping on an ant. Trooper Wohlers was just doing his job that day. A couple of weeks ago, I was doing a training with a Jefferson County detective. He was talking about training new recruits. And he told me whenever he gets a new class in, he always asks them the question, what is your job? And he invariably gets the standard responses. My job is duty and justice to my community. And he says, no, that is not your job. What is your job? Well, it's to arrest criminals and protect the public. No, that is not your job. Your job, he said, is to make sure you go home at the end of your shift. On November 4th of 1992, Trooper Wohlers did not meet that goal. He died doing his job. He died protecting the citizens of this state and this community. Unlike in the movies, superheroes do not win every fight. They don't live forever. So ladies and gentlemen uniformed here today, may you always meet your goal of going home at the end of your shift. And on behalf of Crime Stoppers and a grateful community, welcome to this memorial luncheon, and thank you. Thank you for being superheroes when you do your job. So enjoy what we're here for today, and in the end, let's remember Trooper Wohlers, be safe, and God bless.